You did bring up a point as far as the the in-home assembly, and which kind of surfaces a question as far as or I guess the topic of the focus on the not only the initial kind of customer experience of selecting furniture and accessories online, but the actual in-person experience
Yeah.
through Furnish. So could you share more about maybe how that kind of came about as the so core to your business, and then how that's kind of evolved over time?
Yeah, for sure. So, I mean, you can imagine with that story I was telling, and I don't mind name checking that Michael had been buying and throwing away IKEA. It's what most people would have assumed he would have been buying and throwing away. Um, and everyone's put together probably a Billy bookcase at some point in their life. It is the number one selling piece of furniture globally, and it's referenced in history books. I think there's one in the MoMA, like that sort of thing. Doing those little Allen wrenches on everything is exhausting, right? And so we said, I mean, big part of why people don't like moving is the putting of things in boxes, taking things out, disassembling and reassembling things. So we said, like, in order to make it effortless to create a home, and knowing that our type of customer is a lot more time sensitive than they are cost sensitive, they really want the flexibility and ease. So they're willing to pay potentially a slight premium on getting the things into the home in a white glove fashion. So we have a team that brings the furniture into the home and assembles it or places it wherever you want. Um, they take away any of the excess packaging, so there's nothing left behind. We don't have boxes that you have to figure out how to discard behind your building, which is obviously the sort of thing you would do if you bought from Wayfair or Amazon or anyone else who shipped furniture to your home. You don't have to worry about getting your friend to come over so you guys can do the friends pivot exercise up 6 flights of stairs, right? Like, we will cover all of that. So that just went towards creating this effortless experience, and obviously it ends up, I'm a business nomenclature here. If we can drive up higher net promoter scores through having good relationship with customers and making this easy for them, that will ideally drive more business for us. But we did think that was like tantamount to the business, right? Like, making it easy and effortless requires that sort of assistance. And it's on the front end and the back end, right? Our guys show up to do the drop off. They come back at the end to pick it up and take it away. And generally, you don't have to do anything except for maybe say, I don't like where that sofa is, move it again. I don't like where that sofa is, move it again. And our team is happy and amenable, and they're there for you to do that. So that was critical. And I think the other piece that's worth mentioning here, Mike, is Michael, at the time we were debating, like, do we outsource this? Especially in the kind of the lean MVP era of the business, like, do we get task rabbits? Do we use Thumbtack? Like, are we getting gig laborers to do this work for us? Do we use folks like Dolly, which our COO was the previous COO of Dolly. So any of the sort of like Buddy Truck was here in LA for a period of time. There's a number of these pickup trucks as a service sort of businesses. But with that, you get variable experience, as anyone who's worked with any sort of gig workers in any field, right? You order food, you get a vastly different experience from deliverer to deliverer, and whether it's Postmates or DoorDash, it's different every time, right? Or grocery delivery or anything with a gig economy sort of thing. So we needed consistency of experience for one. Two, we wanted control over, and this is within the experience, like, we wanted to make sure that the people there were happy to go in and say, I want to make your home what you want it to, to be, and kind of indoctrinating that into the employer requires that they actually be full-time employees of you, right? And the interesting thing is that while we were making this decision, a very popular, arguably the most lauded furniture business in the United States, Restoration Hardware, had just decided themselves to say, we used to be using a third-party logistics company and third-party last mile delivery company. That's not working anymore for a number of reasons, because it doesn't create an optimal experience for our customers. So we're going to insource that. And it happened to be at the same time that I was saying, Michael, I think we have to bite the bullet and just bring in our own staff here, which means we can't even use 3PL warehouses. We have to manage our own warehouse facility, because most warehouses will not let you do an ingress and egress on used goods that can't be pallet stacked and can't be, parcel boxes, et cetera. So, there's some folks here, given that we're marketplace operators, are familiar with the likes of like Flow Space or Flex, right? These kind of extensible warehouse providers who are kind of doing a little bit of thoughtful arbitrage play against warehouse space, right? Didn't work for them because they said, well, our operators can't move your furniture, which is in a bunch of different states, and some of it's assembled, some of it's not. So we said we have to bite the bullet and do that ourselves. But that meant, again, we went deep in our vertical and said that enables us to create the best possible experience for our customers and control costs. So when everything goes to variable labor cost management and COGS, we wanted to make sure we had control of like those two pieces plus the third pillar of the customer experience itself.